For decades, flying cars felt like science fiction, but that science fiction is rapidly becoming reality. In 2026, the sky is becoming the newest lane on the road. These are 8 of the most advanced personal flying vehicles in development today. Some are already certified. Some can already be purchased or reserved. Together, they reveal just how close the future of transportation may actually be. From jet-powered suits that turn a person into a one-man aircraft to full-size vehicles capable of replacing regional road trips, what you're about to see isn't science fiction anymore. Let's start with a machine that completely rethinks what a flying car should be: the XPENG AeroHT land aircraft carrier. Drive up in what looks like a rugged 6-wheeled overland truck, built for rough terrain rather than a suburban driveway. Now, open the rear cargo bay. Inside sits a fully electric 2-seat aircraft, folded flat and waiting. Press a button, and it deploys before lifting smoothly into the air. Most flying car concepts try to combine a car and an aircraft into one machine. XPENG took a different approach. Instead of forcing one vehicle to do everything, it built 2 specialized machines that work together. It also reveals a broader strategy. By using batteries and electric motors already rolling off China's EV production lines, the company can dramatically reduce development costs compared to designing an entirely new aircraft from scratch. At number 7, we move from a road and air combination to something even more radical: removing the pilot altogether. The EHang EH216-S has 2 seats, 16 rotors, and no steering wheel, no throttle, and no pilot seat. You climb in, tap your destination on a screen, and the aircraft handles everything from takeoff to landing. This isn't a concept waiting for approval. It's the first fully autonomous passenger aircraft to receive a type certificate for commercial operation in China, allowing certified passenger flights without anyone at the controls. Which naturally raises one question: would you trust an aircraft with no pilot? Let me know in the comments. The vehicle at number 6 goes in exactly the opposite direction. The Gravity Industries jet suit straps 5 miniature jet engines directly onto the human body, 2 on each arm and 1 on the back. Together, they generate more than 1,000 horsepower, lifting the pilot to nearly 12,000 feet at speeds exceeding 53 miles per hour. Instead of a joystick, control comes entirely from body movement. Flying feels less like operating an airplane and more like balancing on skis. Yet despite their completely different designs, both aircraft face exactly the same challenge: energy density. Battery-powered aircraft remain limited by battery weight, while the jet suit burns through fuel so quickly that flight time lasts only about 10 minutes. Same problem, 2 completely different solutions, and solving that problem is exactly what the next generation of aircraft is trying to do. At number 5, the Jetson ONE proves that personal flight can actually become practical. This single-seat aircraft weighs just 190 pounds and uses 8 electric motors controlled by a flight computer that automatically maintains stability. Even if the pilot lets go of the controls, the system keeps the aircraft within safe operating limits. Under current regulations, many owners don't even need a traditional pilot's license to fly it. The Jetson ONE proves personal flight is possible. The next challenge is making it practical for everyday transportation. That's where number 4 comes in. The AutoFlight Prosperity recently set a new endurance record for an electric vertical takeoff aircraft, flying 155 miles on a single charge. Suddenly, electric air taxis aren't limited to short demonstration flights around an airport. They can cover meaningful distances between cities. At those altitudes, safety becomes everything. Both the Prosperity and the Jetson ONE include ballistic parachutes and sophisticated collision avoidance systems capable of reacting within fractions of a second if something goes wrong. Those redundant systems may ultimately become the reason ordinary commuters are willing to trust this technology. At number 3, picture racing, but without roads. The Airspeeder. Mark III is an unmanned racing aircraft capable of reaching 186 miles per hour using 8 electric rotors mounted to an ultralight carbon fiber frame. Professional pilots already train using virtual reality simulators for what is expected to become the world's first electric flying car racing championship. But racing isn't really the point. Every lap helps engineers improve the sensors, navigation software, and collision avoidance systems that future passenger aircraft will eventually depend on. At number 2, the pivotal Helix takes a different path entirely. This ultralight aircraft weighs just 254 pounds and combines a fixed wing with 8 tilting rotors. Under US regulations, it's light enough to fly recreationally without a private pilot's license. Onboard software manages takeoff, landing, and flight stability automatically. According to the company, new pilots can learn to fly it surprisingly quickly. While the United States has largely focused on personal freedom to fly, China has been quietly building something different. In several major cities, autonomous cargo drones already deliver food and drinks directly to neighborhood kiosks without human pilots. That may sound unremarkable today, but every one of those flights helps train the low-altitude traffic management systems future passenger aircraft will eventually rely on. All of those aircraft move personal aviation forward in different ways, but one of them is trying to replace the regional road trip altogether. At number 1 is the XTI Aircraft TriFan 600. 3 ducted fans make it possible. 2 mounted in the wings rotate 90 degrees to transition from vertical takeoff to forward flight, while a 3rd fan in the tail provides additional control. The result is an aircraft that can take off from a helipad, parking lot, or other small landing area without needing a runway. It carries 6 passengers, cruises at 380 miles per hour, flies as high as 30,000 feet, and offers a range of roughly 1,500 miles. A journey that currently requires 5 hours on the highway could eventually become a 90-minute door-to-door trip. Taken together, these 8 aircraft suggest that the future of transportation won't be defined by a single revolutionary invention. Instead, it's emerging from dozens of smaller breakthroughs happening all at once. Autonomous flight software, lightweight electric propulsion, advanced batteries, smarter safety systems, and the manufacturing scale needed to produce them. For more than a century, transportation has been built around roads. These aircraft suggest the next generation may be built around something entirely different. So here's the question. If these flying vehicles become part of everyday life, which one would you actually trust enough to fly in first? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about engineering, mega projects, and the breakthrough technologies shaping our future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.